If you have been in Rotary for less than 5 years, or if you're not a Rotarian, please sit down. Everyone else stand up. Standing. You can stand.
Is it 5 or less?
5 or less. Okay. Now, if you've been in Rotary 10 years or less, please sit down. Okay. 15 years or less, please sit down. Okay, this is a good number. How long have you been in, Craig?
Since 92, where that works out.
Okay. You, Dick.
I've been in since,
Since 93.
no, I've been in this pub since 93. I've been a Rotarian since 90, I think 90.
Okay, and now you sit down. Karen.
98.
Okay. And I've got everybody else. Michael.
I don't know, when I started, I had 27 years in it before I left 3 or 4 years ago.
Michael's our once and future Rotarian, so there, he's back. Okay, good. And this year is my 25th anniversary of Rotary. So you can see by looking around the room that there's a lot of Rotary knowledge in this room. If you have any questions about anything and you don't want to ask your sponsor or your mentor, just ask somebody else and they'll give you an answer. Maybe right, maybe wrong, but it'll be close, and it will undoubtedly be interesting. So I'm going to welcome the guests and visiting Rotarians. We've got a pass of them at this table. Judy, kind of a guest, kind of a visiting, kind of a guest.
Judy's hardly a guest.
Judy's here. Hey, Judy.
Marty Lay, Southwest Utica Rotary.
Right.
I'm the next outbound candidate with Sunrise, and I'll be going to Denmark. And I'm looking forward to the district conference, so I'll see some of you there.
You know where in Denmark?
Not yet, no. Hopefully soon.
You didn't tell your name.
I'm Isabella.
Now, I was going to quiz people on that to make sure everybody else knew her name.
Stan Offbach from New Club.
He's Julie's proxy. You're kind of a visitor. Stand up, Mary. Mary's here.
Hi, Mary.
Hey, Mary. I know.
Vanessa Griffin, prospective member.
She's right.
This is my wife, Shelly.
Okay. The Judy, and my computer did not want to download the slides from Susan's assistant last night, so we're unplugged today. And Judy has great pictures from her trip, which I will ask Susan to show us next week.
You just have to describe it.
Yes, here. Do you want the pictures? Here. Let's see.
Oh, you think that's working?
I did print it. They were print. Show up, but not anything else. Pass them around.
Okay, so last week I spent a whole week do my trip. I went to, the first day I went to Oregon, Portland, and then I spent I spent a little bit with my brother, yeah. And then we went to eat Thai food. It's really good Thai food, and it's like, I feel love. And it's no tax. So, that means I bought something, but I just think, oh, I'm going to Seattle, so I can't buy anything. So it's like, okay. And then the rest of the day I went to Seattle, and then spent some time with Patty's family, like her father, and then her cousin in Bellingham. Yeah, and I went there, and that's really beautiful. And I did my first time kayaking, because actually I'm really afraid of water, because I drowned before. So it's like, okay, now I have to do like some challenge for me. Like, yeah, so I did my first time, and then I went to Chibuli, the glass church. Yeah, right. Yeah, and really fancy place. And then I went to Ferris wheel. Yeah, Ferris wheel. Okay. It's so beautiful, you know, the sunset, and then yeah, the water just like so good. And then I went to some of place, but I don't remember. But it's really good trip. And then yeah, and today until Sunday, it's like an inbound trip. We are going to Sacramento. So, yeah, I'm looking forward. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, Dustin, we don't have a mouthful, so it's a good time. You want to talk about firesides.
Yeah. Firesides are coming up the last week of May. And then just look for the sign-up genius that'll be going out. We're going to have 3 or 4 separate nights to be doing that on. Barbara and I believe Ian are going to be hosting, and I'm looking for 1 or possibly 2 more. So if you're interested, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll get it coordinated and I'll get the fireside sign up out. And then right after that, 2 weeks after that, we'll have the board retreat as well. So keep an eye out for that. Sign up too.
Thank you. The district conference is in 2 weeks. Who's going? Okay. And I know President Susan's going, and I believe Ian is going. So that is in Tahoe. It is not too late to register for it, but it's almost too late to register for it. So, yes.
I don't know if you got, if someone got Ian's email that went out to Susan, but
I did get it, but do you want to read it?
well, I just want to let everybody know that we also need a ride for Judy and Isabella to
Okay.
district conference,
Okay.
and the route has changed because of the slide.
Right.
So they have to meet in Williams at 11:30 in the morning on Friday,
Okay.
and then come home Sunday.
Okay, so that's another thing. So people, Marty and Stan, will you put that word out to your clubs too, please?
Ian is not going because his daughter's graduating
And that's Friday morning.
It's Friday.
They need to be in Williams.
on the 12th.
Okay.
Well,
At 11,
11:30, yeah.
and then somebody from there is taking them the rest of the way?
I think they're getting a bus the rest of the way.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Okay, so bear that in mind if you're taking them to Williams on Friday the 12th, and then pick them up again on Sunday. Okay, perfect. Speaking of Ian, I have an email. And this is about, he's been ill, so he sent Susan this email last night. And I'm making a presidential plea to the membership. While the McCaney family has graciously stepped up as our first host family for the 2017-18 Youth Exchange year, and we have a likely prospect identified for the second family, we still need to identify a minimum of 1 more, preferably 2, for the second and third host slots. We really need 4 viable families to end up with 3. Circumstances change, and people sometimes must withdraw. You've seen and heard from our prior outreach for help. Group, club emails, and my meeting ask for help, including a recent one explaining the very real importance of providing good host families. Doesn't have to be club members hosting, though we should. And all of our club members really do need to talk to people they know about the opportunity. Our network needs to be put to work on this. At this point, we have gone through 3 straight years of begging and pleading to come up with 3 families, and sometimes only coming up with 2, most of whom have been repeat hosts within our own club. The very best way to secure host families is to talk with people we know face-to-face. These texts usually just aren't that effective. We are already committed to receiving an inbound student from Austria next August. We still need 2 more host families now. Please, please, please talk to people they can live as far as Trinidad to Eureka, as long as the family can get them to Arcata High. This is really important, and I know that we've all seen the value of youth exchange because we've had great ambassadors who have come to us from other clubs and who we are sending out to other clubs.
And Austria is a brand new country for our exchange program. We've never exchanged with Austria
I
before.
wondered about that.
Yeah, so that's it's great to start with a new country and a new district, and a new chance for our students to go somewhere else. Instead of doing like 3 in Germany, 3 in France, we can, they can spread out a little bit more, and so it's a great opportunity for our district and our club. It's great to we get to do the first one.
And we've been reviewing Izzy, that's her dossier, and Patty has been exchanging texts and Facebook chats with her. She is a very delightful young woman, tremendously accomplished. She's very interested in music and art and so on. I think she's going to be really wonderful to have. We're very much looking forward to having her as part of our family. We'll be very sad to see Judy go, but always happy to see somebody else come and join us. So it's a wonderful experience for those of you who can do it, for somebody that you know.
So are there any questions? If you have questions about the specifics, the Newmans have hosted many students. Claire, Steve, there are people in the room, Stan. So if you have any specific questions about how it actually works statistically, and Chris and Lisa too, talk to them. And if you want any big picture information, you can also talk to Craig or to me. So this is really, it's a critical piece of what we do in Rotary, and it's all the more important with some of the craziness that's going on in the world to welcome people from other countries into our homes and learn more about what their day-to-day life is and show them what our day-to-day life is. And for those of you who don't know, the idea of having 3 different host families is just for that difference, because everyone does all their things, cooks different food, and it's all a little bit different. So we want to give students who come in the broadest possible view of our great community and the fabulous people who live here. So do think about it, please. Thank you. The Steve Broadhay Golf Fundraiser is going to be June 2nd. Marty's Club Southwest Eureka is helping sponsor that, and of course Rena's involved. It's going to be at Baywood, and it's a Thursday, so they're looking for teams, and you don't have to golf to participate, because if you can drive a golf cart full of snazzy drinks, I think that they're looking for those kind of people too. It's a Friday? Never mind, it's a Friday.
Friday the 2nd.
June 2nd is Friday. I don't have my calendar on me, so I don't know. So, any golfers in the room besides, I know Brian?
Besides Maureen.
Dick? Okay, good. Okay, so I don't know if there's a sign of genius going out or how.
No.
Emmanuel Rose is
Emmanuel Rose is taking.
Emmanuel Rose is coordinating.
Emmanuel Rose is coordinating it, okay.
And I think we've got like 2 teams or something so far.
Good,
Love to have more.
okay. It's kind of, oh, how do you do blinding? Okay, I don't know how you do that.
Anyone know how to pull down the blinds?
I don't know, but I'm going to try and figure it out.
Okay, just push buttons until they come down.
Good job, Dick.
Okay.
There's a problem with that.
Just
We don't check problem too often.
Now, I got, I had a part of the slideshow was about Adopt the Highway, but I don't know the date, and I think didn't it happen last Saturday? Was anybody there and could give us a report? Howard, please.
We had a good turnout, but they were interactors.
That's good.
And not,
That's enough.
not many club members. So I remember when I interviewed everybody, you all begged for hands-on experience. And this is really a golden opportunity because it's only 1 or 2 hours worth. And so please, next time we do this, about a quarter of a year from now, help Carol out and let's have a good turnout. The interactors will continue to turn out in force, but they embarrass our club members here. So
Did you have some Rotaract also?
I think, yeah, there were some Rotaractors as well, but only about three of us club members. So we can do a better job than that. So please put that high up on your priority.
Those are always on Saturdays, right?
They're always on Saturdays from 9:30 to 11:30, but it could be 10:30 if we get a good enough turnout. So let's clean up that highway. Thanks.
Okay, it's always nice to drive out that way and see our club name up there.
Yeah.
Our next item is a save the date. It's actually dates August 13th through 19th, the Pedal for Polio from Crescent City to Petaluma. It's a bike ride that's being organized by our district governor-elect, Bob Rogers. As you know, he is a survivor of polio. And so it's going to be kind of all hands on deck. We'll be finding a club coordinator for it and looking for people who can host some of the riders, feed some of the riders. There'll be some events along the way, and also we're of course looking for riders. So I'm not sure. Well, presumably Highway 101 will be open by August 13th. So anyway, I think it'll be fun. Bob has a lot of enthusiasm, and this is will be an event where everybody can participate at some level or another. Kind of like the golf. If you don't golf or ride a bike, you can still help out with feeding and hosting people. So now we have an exciting day, and that is we have Jose Zapata, who's going to give us his craft talk. He's doing it unplugged, and I've already apologized profusely because that's for it.
I am. You know, I had this really beautiful slideshow with fireworks and music. I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know, if you can see it, these are my notes. I didn't have notes. I was gonna go. So let's see. I was gonna start off by talking about my early years, and you know, I grew up in LA. I was born December 4th, 85. To look at it. But yeah, I have 5 sisters and no brothers, so you can only imagine how it was. You know, the only other kids my age that were in school, the neighborhood was you know, South LA, so I didn't really get out much. And yeah, there's a baby picture of me kind of with a suit. And, you can't see it. I mean, if you send me a message, I'll probably go to the PowerPoint slide. And I've been working for dining services essentially a year after I came up to Humboldt. I came up to Humboldt for HSU. And yeah, it's been a great experience. I've got over about 12 years there, feeding at about, I want to say maybe a little bit over 1,000 people. Students during the semester, and then summer conferences. So as my later years, I've been reflecting on the amount of people that I fed, and you know, it's pretty awesome and pretty interesting, and the amount of student staff that we've employed at dining services is really great. Next, my wife right here, we've been together for about 8 years. Last night we were talking about, we're like, oh my God, what's number? Because we have all these numbers. We actually, we got married at the courthouse 2 years before we did our ceremony. And we kind of, you know, we did everything a little bit backwards. We didn't get our rings until after, and it was all a mess. But you know, you have this list, and you have all these checked items, and essentially all the items got checked. They didn't happen in a row, how they're supposed to be, but they actually happened. And yeah, there were some pictures of our wedding, and then we were eating ice cream at Petaluma. I forget the name of the ice cream shop, but somewhere in downtown Petaluma. It was really delicious. If you guys are ever in that area, definitely go down to the main little district. And my next slide was about Rotaract and Rotary, and I've been a part of Rotaract for about a little over 2 years, and then last year, or the year before last, I can't remember, it's been so long, I helped Ashley with the conference, the Rotaract conference. I was an assistant Rotaractor, which was really great. It gave me the great opportunity to meet Rotarians from all over our local area, but also throughout the district and throughout other parts of the West. We went to the Big West Rotaract Conference, where Rotarians and Rotaractors from Hawaii all the way down Nevada and California attend. And that was a really great experience. It definitely lets you see other people's perspectives and gives you ideas for fundraising projects. And then I've been a member for Arcata Sunrise for about, well, since December. I believe it was December 2nd when I got my 2 days before my birthday, which is really good. We had a meeting, you know, 2 days on Saturday or Sunday when we landed. But one of my funny stories was that when I was doing a year in Rotaract, I couldn't attend the meetings because I had a work conflict. So I would do my makeup meetings at this club in the morning. So and I did it for about a little bit less than a semester, and then I took a month off from coming to the club because I had already accrued so many days that I could use. And then the next time I came in, somebody asked me if everything was okay, because they thought that I was already a member of the club, because they had seen my face all the time, which is really great. You know, it definitely makes me feel welcome. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And I'm, you know, I love my experiences that I have with the club, and you know, from my visit to Rotary Grove and the picture I took in the park, it was really great over in Prairie Creek. If you guys ever want to go, we should definitely go. And my last slide was a picture of my social media accounts. If you guys wanted to follow me, you know, this is what really, I'm 31, I barely completed the first quarter of my life, so, you know, we still have 3 quarters to go. We can definitely stay connected. And if you don't worry, because
How long are you planning to live?
that's the start, right?
That's the way to put it.
They always say shoot for the stars, but you know, what if we shoot even higher? And we're gonna land somewhere, right? But yeah, if you feel it's not for you, don't worry, because I'm friends with Wolf Reinhold on Snapchat. Thank you guys.
I have a question.
I forgot to put it up.
How'd you meet Shelly? How'd you meet?
Shelly harassed me at work.
I think that's how Marty
Right.
did that. It works.
Yeah, it does.
And I have a question. 5 sisters?
Yes.
Where are you in the birth order?
I'm the 4th. Yes, 4th.
So you had big sisters to tell you how to live, and little
Yeah, little
sisters.
sisters. Yeah.
Good, that's good. Well, I think that probably makes you a great husband. You got all that. All that training in an early age.
Early training.
So I'm very happy to present you your blue badge. I will trade it for your red badge.
Thank you.
And if everybody would stand up and give our newest member. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Thanks for being here, Shelley.
Easy one for the membership committee right there.
And good work on the membership committee, too. So we have 2 anniversaries. April 5th were the Bryers, April 20th, Linda and Michael Moore. They are not here. Steve has an announcement.
I do. It's related to the Rotary Friendship Exchange. As a lot of you know, my wife Patty and I went on the trip to India, which we had a fabulous time, and we hosted several years ago, who we got to stay with in India, and it was really wonderful. And so the RFE trip, the delegation from India is coming through here. And they will be in our area up here the evenings of May 30th, 31st, and June 1st. And we are looking for 2 other host families from our group. And I know last year, Stamps Club hosted a dinner event, I believe, for them. And I was going to talk to Sam to see what we could do together. I just sort of learned about this, and we're trying to get the arrangements together in the next couple of weeks. But the obligations as a host family are pretty simple. Basically, you give them a place to stay, and you spend a little bit of time with them. We'll usually have things during the day that are organized, sort of have to get them to a drop-off point, sort of sometimes have to pick them up, sometimes have an evening activity, sometimes you might do an activity with them. I found it really, the first time we hosted, you know, my feedback was I didn't spend enough time with my host family. They were scheduled too much, and so we sort of learned don't schedule people quite so much, because half the fun is just sitting down and talking to people. They want to see your wedding album. Stuff like that, you know. You maybe know it's not a big deal. That's the neatest thing. They want to know about your kids, you know. They just want to know about what you do. I mean, I found it so interesting to look at an Indian wedding album. I mean, it's like, Indian weddings are like off the charts. I mean, one of our hosts, he showed us his wedding album, and these are like really high quality coffee table books, right? His wife had, I think she had 8 different dresses made for the wedding, And there's like the music night, which is kind of like the big fun. The wedding day itself is kind of boring, but you know, the multiple parties before that are. And on the main night, they had 5,000 people at the event. They didn't know everybody. It was, you know, their father invited all these people, and you have to invite everybody you know, and everybody's well connected. Okay, that's like so totally different than us. But we just found it so interesting to talk to these folks about.
There were 5,000 people at your wedding.
I
saw 5,000.
That's a lot. That's a different story. But just everything you learn about people and like talking the misconceptions we have about what an arranged marriage is. I've had so many interesting conversations about, you know, how people, like here, how people got to meet each other, right? When you just ask how people got to know each other and how their kids met and all this stuff. I found it to be so fascinating. And so we'll be looking for a couple of host families, and if you're at all interested, you know, let me know. And we'll have various activities that we're going to plan that we'll have a chance to participate in. And, you know, if you can't host, at least try to get together and meet these people. They're just the most warm and loving people that you will ever meet in your life.
Should we bring our wedding albums with us?
If whatever, they would be so gracious. I mean, amazingly gracious people. So I think you really enjoy it. So that's, once again, it's at the very end of May. And so just let me know if you might be interested in hosting.
Thank you. John, Backpacks for Kids.
Backpacks for Kids. Right next door, right after the meeting. Come on out.
And what's the last day we're doing it? Is it into June? Do you know yet?
June 15th. Let's go with June. I don't know. Probably June 9th or 10th, whatever that. I think.
Yeah, just the middle.
The 7th is the golf tournament, so it would be the 9th.
Good job,
Okay.
Chris.
Let's go with June 9th.
Okay, all right. So John's been great about setting up Sign Up Genius. If you can stay and help, if you can deliver, please let him know via the Sign Up Genius. Okay? Any other announcements? Are we good? Are we happy? Howard, are all the programs filled up for the rest of the year?
Yes.
I knew they would be. Lisa?
I have an announcement. So somebody had a birthday on 4/20, and Arcata had a big party for him, and Golden Gate Park had a big party for him.
Hippie Hill.
And one of his, he was down in the Bay Area, and one of his contractors was taking him to the A's game, and they sat in the field level. And I called earlier that day to see if there was any way that I could get his name to say happy birthday up on the marquee. And I get a call back saying, fourth quarter, top of the fourth, you know, Chapter, and so. Inning, sorry.
Basketball fan.
It was right after. It was right after the A's were called for icing.
And so right after, all of a sudden, and it was supposed to say happy birthday from his loving wife, but they didn't get the loving wife part in, but they ended up putting it up on the marquee, happy birthday, Chris Hemphill. And our son's name is the same name as Chris Hemphill. So he was getting calls, happy birthday, you know, they're all on Facebook and everything. Anyway, it was a great surprise for Chris. He had a great time.
Well, you know what's interesting about that, just, it was kind of funny, so if you had a half a second.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm sitting there, the name flashes up there, so what do? You stand there, you take a photo with the name behind you and all this and that. So I took the photo, sat back down, the name's still up there. So, okay, take some more photos, right? Sit back down. Name's still up there. This thing goes on for 10 minutes. They had the name up there forever. It's getting like birthday. Who is this guy? So anyway, some of the guys I with, they knew some of the A's management staff, and they put it up there like forever. So that was all my minutes.
10 minutes of fame.
Yeah, 12 minutes or something.
Nice.
Probably a record.
Now, along the lines of big celebrations, the Rotary Convention is in June in Atlanta, and it starts on June 10th, which happens to be my husband Marty's birthday. So there will be, I don't know, 40,000 people in Atlanta celebrating Marty's birthday. Just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, I think they should do something with the marquee. I don't know the odds of how many people have birthdays on that day and that big a crowd. It's probably several of you. Howard?
Since you are leaving time for announcements, last year, remember we had a jazz program with Rob Diggins and Tim Randalls? And we got a lot of good positive feedback about that. We all seem to enjoy that a lot. So we're doing it again this year, next week. And Rob's not available, but Tim's going to have his band. And so we're going to get jazz next week. So let's have a good turnout and enjoy the music.
Thank you. And I will forward today's PowerPoint presentation to Howard, if you don't mind sending it out to the club, and then everybody can see Jose's fireworks and more importantly, his baby picture. That could turn into people's, background on their computer screen. So, wallpaper. Okay, announcements, we're good, we're happy.
One more.
So to let everybody know, on Wednesday, the vocational committee did our vocational panel at HSU. We visited a classroom. It was nonprofit and governmental accounting. There were mostly seniors in the class. Jessica, myself, Brian Plumley, AJ, and Rachel Dammy from Rotaract. And we did a vocational panel. Jim Ritter was our MC, and they asked us a lot of great questions. And I just got an email this morning from Dr. Zedner, whose class we're speaking to. He said, thank you. Wanted to thank the members of Rotary for offering career advice to our graduating seniors. The students really enjoyed the panel's insights. For example, here's a few encouraging words I overheard. Wow, that was outstanding. Good timing, and with graduation just around the corner, this really makes me think about things. Really helpful. So nice for members of the community to do this for us. Shows us they really care. I learned so much. Please feel free to forward these comments to the members of the group. We plan on doing this annually, so they want to make it a regular thing.
Thank you for doing it.
Speaking of putting on trainings in the community, I want to do a shout out to Susan Deal McCarthy. She put on a training for the Diversity Alliance Network here in Arcata, and it was really powerful, getting people together to think about how we can have a more welcoming, a more safe, a more inclusive community for all people. And it's been a really tragic week. We lost a Humboldt State student, and it was a stabbing that appears to have been racially motivated, and it's just been very heartbreaking. And it was incredible that Susan was leading just at the right. It's such a great time. It's always a great time for this effort, by the way. and I'm hopeful that Rotary can play a role in making a positive change in our community, being more welcoming, being more inclusive, making a safer space for all people in our community.
Thank you. Okay. The raffle. Is that?
Oh, yeah. I just found out about it on Wednesday. The Spamly Cup. They hold this event across Redwood Acres, and a bunch of cooks and chefs take Spam and make it into different things. So this year is the benefit for CASA, and it's on Sunday from 1 to 4. I believe it's $10 entry, but you taste essentially a great variety of crafted Spam. So promises to be really good. It's their 8th annual. I've never been. I won't be there, but
I think we'll be there. We'll be there.
We expect a report back in the next. Bring samples.
Well, people make fun of Spam, but the smell of frying Spam is one of my great childhood memories. My dad liked to. We traveled across the country. He was in the Navy. We moved a lot when I was young. And he'd load us all up in the station wagon at midnight, 5 of us in the back, no seatbelts, because it was those days.
Facing backwards?
Yeah, no. And just laying down. So anyway, we would drive. He'd like to drive all night because it was cooler and we didn't have air conditioning in the car. And he'd stop somewhere on the side of the road, pull the tailgate down of our red Ford station wagon, and bring out the Coleman stove and fry up Spam and eggs for us for breakfast on the side of the road. So Spam is one of those things, and I have not really don't eat it all the time, but it's still good. Hi, Con. Okay, the winner is.
There's one other thing happening this weekend. Tomorrow, after the Rotary Parade, is I think it's the Old Town Club, is putting on the first annual Rotary Festival at Carson Park. And if you don't happen to go to the parade, The festivities are going to start about 11 o'clock, is what I understand.
Okay, sounds good. And, you know, thanks a lot to the Old Town Eureka Rotary Club for taking on the Rotary Parade a few years ago, because it sounded like it was going to kind of die out, and they really stepped up. So now, the
Okay,
raffle.
raffle time. Tom, would you pick two winning tickets? He's been back here all day. Let's see, I got my glasses on.
Good, okay.
Last three numbers, 7 to 6. All right.
How much is the jackpot today?
We don't know.
$60, and we're gonna find another ticket here. All right. And then whoever's got, let's do this first. All right. Let me see your ticket first. All right. $5. Who's got 718?
Missed it by one.
$60 possible. Dollar on the table? No? Uh-oh.
No!
Jackpot, $60. Congratulations. I'm sure somebody will square you up here a little bit. The financial team will be over.
And I love when somebody wins the jackpot on Final Friday. The foundation gods come together, so that's good. Okay, so it is Final Friday, and my first order of business is to ask Stan Elcock to come forward, please.
You got your money? That's cool.
Julie has been busy with family obligations and making up at a different club. And I've had this pin, which is a Paul Harris +2, driving around with me for quite some time. And I saw Stan, I said, are you staying for the meeting? And he said he would. He did not exactly promise to pass it on to Julie, but I am going to check with her. So anyway, please thank Julie and your whole family for its dedication to the Rotary Foundation. I appreciate it. Thank you. And now I would like Claire, AJ, Chris, Lisa, and Jeff to please come forward. Don't be scared. At the beginning of the Rotary year, Brenda Bishop had a great idea that we should award people. It's the 100th anniversary of the Rotary Foundation this year, and so I thought if somebody gives a total of $100 over the year, then we will give them a really nice Rotary Foundation 100th anniversary pin. And these people have all reached that goal, and there are others too. So thank you very much for your commitment to the Rotary Foundation. And it's a magnetic pin, so you don't have to stab anything there. So this is good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, give them a round. All right. Steve has volunteered to be our auctioneer today. This is our second to the last Final Friday auction. It is really Final Friday, but just to confuse you, next month, Final Friday will be earlier. It will be May 19th because we're going to be dark the week of the firesides. So I'll send out an email with those who have, well, you didn't really sign up to bring prizes. I signed you up, but you know what I mean. Yeah, sorry. Drafted. You were drafted. So we're heading into the end of the Rotary Foundation year. It's June 30th. President Susan made us a very robust foundation goal. We're a little more than halfway there. I wanted to remind everybody that as much fun as Final Friday is, you can just write a check. You don't have to get a prize in return. You can donate to the Rotary Foundation without getting a prize, although getting a prize is fun. And there's also a way to sign up for Rotary Direct, which is what about 6 of us in the club have done. And you can let the foundation know that you want some amount taken out of your checking account. It can be, some people are doing it monthly, some of us do it annually. So it's a really pretty painless way to just donate and help at the Rotary Foundation. Last month there were no new cases of polio in the world, so that's a big deal. We're getting closer and closer. At the convention in Atlanta, are you going, Dustin?
Yeah, to Atlanta.
Okay, cool. How many are going to Atlanta? Cool. And I know President Susan and Emmanuel are going too. Bill Gates is going to be one of the speakers, and that's really exciting. I got to hear his dad speak 10 years ago in Salt Lake City, and they're impressive, their generosity and their commitment. And they have said they will be with us, Rotary, till the end. So anyway, I'm not going to carry all this stuff around, but I will carry this one around. So this is, Karen, tell us.
That is a basket of really fun recipe called Frito chili pie. The pioneer woman, who's a fairly famous cook, Lee Drummond. And it's everything you need except for the perishables and your beverage.
So evidently you make chili and put it in the Frito bag.
Yes.
And then eat it out of it.
Yep.
And my cousin had a very fancy wedding it was in El Paso, and for a late night snack, they had Frito pie, which is basically, the way they did it is you make the chili and you serve it in the Frito bag. That is like what the coolest thing is. And it's like everybody loved it. It was like a great hit at this wedding, the whole reception thing. So.
And it's a nice basket. So
it is a lovely basket, and it comes with your Fritos, your beans,
your spices,
a series of spices, and garlic in case you have some vampires as well. You'll be well taken care of here. And even cutlery, and a recipe book.
And a $25 gift certificate for Safeway.
Ooh, okay, and a candle to give you some ambiance as well.
I think that's after the fact. It's after the fact.
Okay, let's start I just want everybody to see how exciting this is. Let's start the bidding at $50. Do we have anybody who's got $50? John, all right. Drive $60. Anybody got $60 on this? Comes with a Safeway gift certificate. I mean, come on. $60. Okay, he's gonna have to spend his winnings. I see. It's like, okay, it's gonna cost him nothing.
I didn't Karen won.
Oh, Karen won. Okay. And do I have $70? $70 for it. Anybody gonna give me 70 for it? Come on. We're not gonna let it go too easy to Jeff. Come on. We have $70. Karen can't buy her own thing back, you know. 65. Anybody gonna give me 65 for it? Frito pie. You can make it for a party. It'd be great fun.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, I'd say we're good for Jeff for $60.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, Kyle Visser gave his craft talk again, kind of, and he talked about one of his new, his business called Developed Employment Services, and this is a $250 gift card for yard work, cleaning, labor, etc. from his company. So it's a very generous gift, so you'll get qualified people out with a supervisor to do your yard work or whatever. I think Kyle left. Probably off cleaning a yard, so there you go. Okay, so anyway, this is a very generous, and I like the program a lot. So this is $250 to get your yard, etc., cleaned.
They do offices, they do our office.
They do, and
They do your offices?
Yes.
Okay, offices, whatever.
a lot of you were probably here for that talk. It really was very impressive.
It was.
The quality of workmanship that they do, I think that you can certainly attest to. Let's start at $250. That's the face value of it. All right, then Maggie goes $250. Of course, it goes to the foundation. I have $260. I'm sure they'll do some bonus work for it. Anybody interested in $260 for it? Going once?
I'll be 260.
There, look at that! I mean, come on, what a Rotarian.
No, I love it when people bid against themselves.
I know. Well,
And she did it on purpose. Sometimes people do it accidentally. She did it on purpose.
I mean, do you think we can keep going here for a while? How long is it going to work?
I think that's good.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, that is very generous.
Thank you very much.
This will be like this.
Again.
Well, that's, I'm not.
Probably could do. Okay, so Jose, you want to tell us about this?
Well, given that Cinco de Mayo is going to be just around the corner and nobody celebrates Cinco de Mayo more than Americans, why not offer you a starter package?
It's kind of like St. Patrick's Day.
Exactly.
At least not in the same way, is that what it is?
I don't think it's celebrated in Mexico. Maybe in Baja and, that's where we bring towns. Yeah.
The Americans invented Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
We needed a drink right then.
So we have tequila, we have mango margarita mix and watermelon margarita mix, and you can't do margaritas without salt.
Now, but this isn't just any tequila. Tequila Corralejo, and it has a bottle of tequila and 2 very cool glasses that go with it. Looks very good. So those of you who want a little party on Cinco de Mayo, well, let's start this at $50. All right, there we are. Craig's got $50. How about 60? We have 60 for a happening Cinco de Mayo.
Which is next week, by the way.
Cinco de Mayo is next week. You gotta get ready for it. It's like Jose's got you all set. We have $60 for Cinco de Mayo for some tequila and make a few drinks.
Because nothing says Arcata Sunrise like tequila.
Wave the American flag and make margaritas. $60. How about $55? We have $55. Oh, there's Maggie's. It's going to go very well with your cleaning you can have. You better not be sharing.
I drink and watch them.
Yeah, that's right. That's probably best that you don't share with the folks who will be doing it. Okay, Maggie does 60. We have 65. Anybody got 65?
70.
70, man, he's like totally come up. 70. How about $75? We'll do nice even number. Anybody got 75? 70. Craig's got 75. He's beat. Okay, the 2 dudes there. Okay, no collusion between you. How about 80? We got $80. Okay, Craig, are you gonna like outbid him? $80 going once, twice. Oh! Craig's got it. Okay, $80. Okay, here it goes. I mean, you're on camera, man. Here it goes. It's
I'm behind
this is your
We're at 90.
fame.
We're at 90.
You're $90.
Oh, that's where we were. You were working your way up.
I was working with him. So what are you now?
90. He was 80, I'm 90.
Okay, now you're $90.
I'll go
Make it
100.
a nice round 100.
I'll go 100.
You go 100.
Well, I'm going to let him have it.
Okay, perfect.
That's such a round number. I tried.
I mean, liquor always goes really well.
I know.
It's like, if you bring anything
Well,
out,
it's
like-
Friday, so everybody's kind of thinking about the weekend.
Yeah,
So
don't wait till May 5th either. Just start tonight.
Okay, so this is something I put together. I call it the sweet and spicy. And what it is, I was in, the reason I wasn't cleaning the highway last week, among many others, is I was in Ashland. And on the way to Ashland is Grants Pass, and they have this fabulous place called Carrie's, who makes the best toffee in the whole universe. So this is a half-pound 4-pack of their different kinds: dark chocolate espresso, dark chocolate almond, and it's really small print, dark chocolate almond sea salt, and milk chocolate almond. So there are different kinds in here. And then another, I'm also addicted to Kenzie spices, so there's a 4-pack. Bavarian seasoning, cloves, smoked paprika, and rosemary. So this is the sweet and spicy basket, and that's it.
Where should we start that one at, Terry?
Oh, I think 50, and I highly recommend if you go to Grants Pass, go to Carrie's because they have lots of samples.
Yeah, so we want to really indulge. So Terry's starting at 50. Do I have anybody at 50 for him? $50, come on, Terry did a great, oh, boy, there's the man, he's got 50. 60, okay, we got 60 already. Man, see, this is gonna
That table is going to be my
You're gonna be the
demise.
death of you, okay.
I'll go
Okay,
70.
Dick, we got 60 over here.
70.
65,
70.
70, we got $70 over here. Oh, man. Like, we got 70, we got 80. Anybody give us 80? 75. We got 75. Okay, we got 75 over here. Okay, how about 80 for you, Dick? Come on, there
Is that Janice?
we go. I'm not
It's the Newman. Newman! I'll go 80.
Okay, we got 80. We got Dick's going for 80. I don't know, Janice, you up for it? You up for it? Okay, Dick's got it for 80. Okay.
You guys are really in collusion.
Okay, this is, I will let you carry
I'm gonna
this.
carry this is gorgeous.
Okay, this is from, this is from Julie, and delivered by Stan. It's a fire and light. I think they call it the flare vase. It's in kind of that teal color, and a bouquet of flowers. It's really, really pretty.
And these are gorgeous vases from Firelight. It's just beautiful. I gotta take it around so you guys can see this one. You gotta see this, Stan and Lisa. You gotta check that out. I mean, who doesn't love Fire and Light? Who doesn't have a cupboard full of Fire and Light? Solid glass. Tom is gonna need this, I can tell. You know, for coming up. Well, let's start this one at 75. This is really nice. Do I have 75 for the fire and light vase and the beautiful flowers? There we are. Okay. Praj gives us 75. Do I have 100? Anybody going to give me 100 for the beautiful fire and light vase? 100 anybody? Do I have 80? Get Praj at 75 on. Do I have 80 from anybody?
Yeah, 80.
Ooh, Maggie's going 80. Do I have 90 from Praj?
100.
100. Let's not wasting time here. Okay, Maggie. It's a total throwdown.
How bad is it?
The throwdown from Praj is
I'm
100.
just trying to figure out how badly he behaved that he needs to buy them.
You know, this is getting
I'm planning ahead. How bad are you planning? I mean,
He's
should I
gonna
go
make
up to 125? Are you planning that bad, or?
Yeah, it depends on, you know, what's Maggie planning. Do I have 110 from Maggie?
Yeah.
Okay, Maggie's got 100. I think Praj must have at least a $120 issue he's got to deal with this, huh?
I want to give it to her, but I'm not good at it.
120. Okay, we got 120. Maggie, you gonna let him just steal it for that?
Well, you just said we could go all day with this.
That'd be fine.
Just
Just ask Terry.
Okay, go ahead. You can have it for 125.
Well, you can have it for what?
No, he can have it for 125.
He just bid 120.
Yeah, but if I go 125, then he has to go higher.
She's doing you a favor, I think.
right. I'm going to take the 125.
Here, this goes with it.
That was
Save
going
the
with-
transport.
yeah, I think that's
Okay,
the
and
key.
I'm not carrying this around.
It's so
I'm going to direct your attention to this gorgeous rose. Karen and I already smelled it. It has nice scent. It's called Anna's Promise. It's a Downton Abbey line of roses. It's from Craig or Janice. And there also, to go with it, is a $50 gift certificate to Arcata's newest restaurant, Savory Grill and Cafe, which is up where the pizza place was. And
15th and H.
sorry?
15th and H.
15th and 18th, so up there. So it's a perfect birthday, anniversary, or Mother's Day gift.
A gorgeous rose, $50 gift certificate. Let's start this at $100. Do I have $100 for the rose and the gift certificate? Perfect for a birthday or anniversary. Mother's Day.
Mother's Day coming right up.
Do I have $100 for it? Maggie gives me 100. Do I have 120 for the perfect evening? With Janice, huh? Janice?
No, it's mine. I
Okay.
brought it.
She donated.
She's not gonna buy
I
it.
guess I'm not gonna get her to buy it back. Oh, there we are. We have 120 from Randy. We have 130. Ooh, Jeff's
Oh, good
gonna,
players.
he's gonna like, hey, do I have 140 for it? 140? Anybody gonna go 140? Randy, you go 135?
Okay.
Okay, Randy will go 130. Okay, Jeff, are you gonna let him have it so easy?
Let me think about that.
Hey.
We'll go 140.
Ooh, Maggie just went 140.
145.
145. Okay, do I have a nice round 150? We have a nice round 150 from Randy. Come on, you can't let it go so easy.
He's lost so many times today, I'm going to give it to him.
Okay, 145 going once.
It's only $5, Randy.
Going twice.
150, Randy.
Forgot my checkbook today.
Unless Maggie wants it.
I
One
think you
last
should
one.
give it to him for 150, Randy.
It was totally brilliant. Okay, 145 to Jeff. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It really does make a difference. We're helping people in the world. We may never be in places we may never visit, but I do love the Rotary Foundation, and I appreciate this club's generosity and creativity. And Michael has a total for us.
$770.
$770. Thank you very much. Okay, our upcoming speakers. Next week, Why We Talk Matters. It's in quotes. I don't know who the speaker is, but...
No, it's the music program.
Okay, it's the music program. I guess we won't be talking, we'll be listening to music. That's cool. May 12th, the History Day program. May 19th, a tribute to Kevin Ebert, and our final Friday auction. So it's early, and I will ask Howard to send out the list of donors. May 26th, we are dark for the far side, yeah. We're having the far side. It could be a theme, it could work. So we'll be dark that week, and then in between there, of course, is the district conference. So I expect there will be some people not here on the 12th because they'll be trying to get to Tahoe, over land, over sea, over air, however it works. And the one last quote from Honoré de Balzac: "It is easy to sit up and take notice. What is difficult is getting up and taking action." Thank you very much. Have a great day, have a great weekend, and we're done.